I won a scholarship to the Corcoran School of Art when I was a junior in high school. And I took a summer school class in ceramics at the Corcoran School. And that really showed me it was high fire, it was serious, it was taught by graduate students. And I think that was really when I got interested. But I then went on to do other things, and I went to art school, but I studied painting. And it wasn't until I spent a year in Italy that I decided that what I really wanted to do was do ceramics, because I saw Picasso ceramics and I thought, aha. I went and worked for a potter on Cape Cod. And this was just because my parents happened to have a summer house there. I had nothing to do. I graduated from college. What do you do with a BFA in painting? Who knows? So I went and worked for a potter. And that really made me realize that this is what I wanted to spend my life doing. But he realized I needed to know more, so he sent me off to Kansas City. Two important things happened. I met some amazing faculty, but I also met my husband. So that changed my life. I went out there on a whim, quite honestly. The fellow I worked for, Roger Harvey, the potter on Cape Cod, had studied with Victor Babou, and he just thought Victor was the best teacher in the world. And so I went out there to study with Victor, not realizing there were these other people like Ken Ferguson there. Never heard of him, never heard of any of these other people. So when I got there, it was quite an experience. But I was only a special student there, and I actually ended up staying 3 semesters. I was only going to stay 1 semester, and then I was going to go back and set up my pottery. And the students who were there, all of them, Chris Guston was my roommate. I mean, it was just an amazing little moment in education when so much was going on, and we were all so absolutely driven. We were just a bunch of maniacs, and it was probably one of the best educational moments that I've ever had. If you take advantage of every opportunity as it comes along and learn to say yes and not no, things happen. And that's how I think I was able to do it. But part of it's just simply luck. And I could be working in a grocery store, you know, I could be doing a lot of things if all of those moments where decisions were made, oh, I think I'll get in my car and drive to Kansas City. It sounds crazy, you've never been there, don't know where it is. That was a decision that I made that made it so that I moved in a different direction in my life. My work has always been larger than it needs to be. And this isn't necessarily a good thing for things like my back, the size of the kiln I need, but I think there's some relationship between how you think about surface and painting on a larger object, and it becomes a much more freeing opportunity. You're not nitpicking little things with a number 000 brush. You can paint. And I think that's part of the reason why. Making art is all about becoming aware of your subconscious in a very subconscious way, in that all creative work is based on some access to that subconscious. It doesn't matter if it's music or poetry or whatever, because that is the place that our individuality sits. And if you learn how to mine that, it is where work comes from. My heroes as people I've met, you know, obviously almost all of my teachers, there wasn't one who I'd say didn't contribute to me being where I am right now. And I honestly do think that if it weren't for those people believing in me, I never would have pursued this. People say, well, don't be afraid of doubt. Don't be afraid of fear. Like, being fearful as an artist is part of what happens. Of course you're fearful. Everything is up for grabs all the time. Everything can fail every minute of the day. Of course you have to be fearful of it. But you have to sort of use that fear and that doubt to say, well, you know, you just have to do it. Get to work.